Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with Chris Schalk. He's the Barren County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Good morning, Chris.
Morning, Joanna.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because lawn mowing season's pretty wrapped up. People have gotten their leaves taken care of and they're ready to put that lawnmower in storage. But there's some things that we probably need to do before we do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks just want to get done. They're glad to be done chopping up leaves or whatever. They're wanting to get on with the holidays and that. But a little bit of time spent this fall will mean, I think, a lot less time spent in the spring and can save you a lot of money in the long run.
Absolutely, because these lawnmowers are big investments and we want to make sure that they're maintained and running properly for us whenever that grass starts growing next season.
That's exactly right. And I think all that starts for me with the fuel system in the fall. We've got a couple of options we can do. First thing I would recommend is that you take a look at your owner's manual and see if they have a recommendation for for winter storage. If not, we either need to do one of two things. We either need to drain that fuel tank and get all the gas out of it, which means after we drain the tank, we start the engine, we let it run completely out of fuel. Or we don't want to do that. We need to put a good fuel stabilizer in that fuel tank and then probably move the lawnmower around a little bit, jostle it around, and then start it and let it run for about 10 minutes so that we're sure that we have that stabilized fuel pulled through the carburetor. A lot of our additives in our gasoline now causes some problems in our carburetors if they sit over the winter. So fuel system is probably the number one thing. And I think that's probably, if you talk to folks at lawnmower shops, they'll tell you that that's their number one problem in the spring. People come in and their carburetor's messed up just because they didn't put their lawnmower away properly.
Those are all excellent points. What you mentioned the fuel system. What other things do we need to think about?
The electrical system is important as well. Go ahead and taking a look at that battery, making sure that it's clean, that it's serviced. If you're going to put your lawnmower in a shed that's not heated, Joanna, it might not be a bad idea to take that battery out, bring it into a garage, because we don't want batteries to freeze. If it's going to be in a place where it's really cold and we're not using it, we're not keeping a good charge on it, it can freeze. So removing that battery and bringing it in, that's definitely something that we could think about as well. And then just generally clean the thing up. Take a leaf blower or compressed air, blow all the grass off the top of the deck, clean all that grass from underneath the deck. If we get that grass away from there, that'll keep it from rusting underneath there. I like compressed air or leaf blower over water. Water has a tendency to maybe sit down in top of those bearings. We can have some rust around our quills, which can cause us some trouble a little bit later on. So I would rather use air. Whether a leaf blower works great, your homeowner air compressor, that's another thing that would work well.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like you say, we're finished with the season, we're ready to put it up and not think about it again till spring. But some of these things that probably wouldn't even take that long a time period to do could really save us in the end.
Yeah, and of course I'm in the family, and I think if you're a semi-handy person, this is a good time to bring your son or your daughter out with you or your grandchildren out with you. Teach them a little maintenance at this time. Teach them a little bit about engines and stuff like that, because we seem to be getting a little bit more removed from that. So it could be great family time as well.
Absolutely. I mean, working family time into lawnmower maintenance. Your girls are very lucky to have you for a dad, Chris. So, Chris, this might be a good time to also check your blades. And if they need to get sharpened, go ahead and get that taken care of this winter.
Sure. That's something you can knock off your list. It's not like they're going to dull up over the winter. When you sharpen them, if you're worried about rust or anything, you can put a fine coat of oil on them, a little protectant of that nature, a little light grease, and you'll be fine.
All right, Chris. Well, certainly appreciate the information about making sure that you maintain your lawnmower, some good preventative tips. Certainly appreciate it, and we appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show. Thanks for watching and have a great day.